I've been taking my time, I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your time.
Hey, my trendies, trend. Oh, I got an echo. Hold on, hold on. Okay. Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. I see some of y'all over from the palace earlier. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mm. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. I see you said one. You can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Um, Okay, we gotta do things a little bit different. I'm doing greetings in a second. Sorry, there probably won't be a timestamp. So I got to make sure my thank you is heard when I say this. So Queen Sheba, I just want to say thank you to Queen Sheba because I had a trendy, she's a trendy and a palace member, was in the chat and she was like, trending, I'm trying to find the link to your autism hoodie. And I was like, okay, but I don't want to overstep my bounds. So I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna be live later and I can drop the links then. And that was like 45, 50 minutes in, I mean, like later. And then Queen Sheba at the end of her live was like, I made a point, I saw the comment, trending, drop your link. You can tell them your link. And I just want to say thank you to Queen Sheba for the generosity of that. And thank you to the trendy that wanted to know about my art and my shop. I appreciate that. And I don't know if Duchess is in here yet, but Just Angel or Kenya. But I do want to pay it forward, and I try to do it only when it feels organic because I just don't want anything to be forced. But this feels right today, and I was looking. Kenya tagged me in some art that she was painting. So if we see Kenya the artist in here or Duchess, before I get off this live, I would like to at least let them shout out their Instagram page and their website, their YouTube name if they're doing stuff on YouTube. So yeah, I just want to pay it forward because I'm very thankful. It feels nice. It just feels really nice. So if y'all see Just Angel come in or Kenya, Keenya, come in here, let me know and remind me why, because y'all know my memory be horrible. Okay, I did not do Nightbite, but I'm gonna drop the link manually and I'll pin it for um Chef Don Don and Jay Taylor's show is tonight on YouTube and I have the link. So please, just set your notifications and everything. They are gonna cover Charnita's world. So shout out to them for supporting that, and then they're gonna cover some other things too. Not just they're gonna cover the Dr. Heavenly Charnita incident, but they're also actually covering the episodes, like reviewing the episodes. So that's really, really cool. Let me grab the link real fast here. Okay, I'm dropping it in the chat and then I'll. Oh no, why is it always? I hate when YouTube does this mess. Hold on. Let me just go to it myself and then get the real link because I hate when it does that. It breaks up the link. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so I'll pin that so y'all can have it. It's in the live chat. Now I'm gonna do my greetings, and it's not too much because you know why? Because I ain't gonna say it yet. I was about to start, but I ain't gonna start. Let me just say my greetings. Hold on 1 second. Esther Jones from the Shy was the first in the building. Hey, Esther Jones. Hey, Teresa Wright. Shan, my legal eagle, part of the Mod Squad. Hey, Helen Lane. Hey, Teresa Wright. Hey, April. Z Frenchie. Hey, Trinity. Hey, Z Frenchie. Joyce Miles, my beautiful Joyce Miles. Cynthia Arrington, Miss Tina, Aries 66, Kat, D, I see you, D. Danny, hey, how you doing, sis? Danny is also part of the Mod Squad. Let me see. Going down, going down. I see y'all saying hey to everybody. Hey, Justice. Blessings to you. Oh, you missed the last episode? It should be on demand at some point. It's not so far because I checked. Hey, Indigo Girl. I hope you like the review though, Justice. Hey, Miss Lady One, Dragonfly Alchemist. I like it. Hey, Elisa Triplet. My degree is real. Hold on, I'm almost done already. Regina Phillips. Hold on, I'm going. I see y'all saying hey to each other. Professor Purple Queen, hey. I'm going. Nightbot's dropping the things. Mama Bees, I caught you, Mama Bees. Nyla, I see you. Just listening is in here, just listening. And Drea EXO and Reem Bass. Hey, Drea EXO in the UK. Be trying to hang. Okay. All right. So let's get this started. Let me get my things up. Y'all, I was getting my screenshots up until I went live, so I do apologize. What do I want? Gotta pause and think. Okay. Here we go. Mm-mm-mm. What's behind this? Okay, nothing crazy. Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is Charnita's World Season 1, Episode 3. I did not, the body said no. I did not actually type out my notes because I was over there with Queen Sheba and I knew better because once I be over there, I just really, enjoy being over there and I can't break away and I know better. But I was watching the episode again right before I got on live as I was grabbing my screenshots. And I am dropping the link because there are some things I need y'all's thoughts on. It's wow. Some things are happening. Okay. Shan, I'm going to say this real fast. Shan has tried to tell us she was in the watch along. She was keep an open mind. We don't even know everybody like that yet. We're not even used to everybody like that. I'm saying that now because one, I feel like I'm already not keeping an open mind and I'm gonna hold myself accountable about that. And I appreciate that Shan is able to keep an open mind on things. And I'm trying to go a little gentle too because I don't know how close I be to somebody being in the live chat too, y'all. And I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good because I genuinely think Charnita is a sweetheart. So anybody connected to her, I'm trying to be more gentle than I think I would normally be. Then I understand that I have some issues with Love and Marriage Huntsville that I accidentally be carrying over to other shows I watch. I can recognize that, okay? So Shan said you set me up. No, I'm trying to say that you're balanced and I'm not, I'm trying to be balanced too, Shan, and I'll be struggling. I'm not trying to set you up. Okay, dropping the link. I think that's why Danny's saying, yes, please make sure you drop that link. I enjoyed. Oh, thank you, DeSara. I appreciate you. Yes, I love it over there. I'm glad that you were over there to see. Like it's you're probably already been part of the palace for a while, but thank you for coming over here. Is what I'm trying to say, without getting my words all jumbled up. Teresa said. Okay, April trend. I'm about to say my own name. April. The episode for episode 3 ended up airing at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time instead of 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just so you know. Okay, it's okay. I got you. I'm coming up to state my opinion. All right, Shan. You know you're gonna have to keep me balanced because you already know where I was leaning because you was in the watch along. Okay, so let's get started. So, season 1, episode 3. I don't have the the song to play this time, but y'all know Charnita, push the button. Push the button. Charnita, push the button. That's my favorite part. Okay. And of course, it is produced by Tilted Crowns Productions, which is a Melody Cherie Rogers company, as well as Don Michelle. This is Don Michelle's project too. Okay, so let's get into first of all, because this is coming off of me rewatching episode 2. So I have questions from episode 2. So I didn't mean to block his face like that. These are my questions that need answers. QTNA S is questions that need answers. It's supposed to be a lowercase s. Okay. My first question, based on looking at that therapy session for the 3rd time, and then seeing some things that I saw later and thinking some things I thought, my first question I want to know is, did Charnita know that Jason wanted to treat the employees with a trip at all, let alone the location? Because she didn't know about Jamaica, because she even said, we're gonna do somewhere else besides Jamaica if we meet the goal and everything. But her face, I was like, did she even know that he was gonna say, hey, I'm gonna treat y'all with a trip? And the reason I have the therapy session screenshot here is because they have the money issue in their therapy session. Okay, and it's gonna come up again in episode 3. So I need to know that, honestly. And then my second question is Jason's mom's name on the accounts that Charnita was not on. And there were 3 accounts, because she said 1, 2, 3. So there were 3 accounts. Sarah said, I don't think she knew. Hiding hands behind the face. Hey, y'all that's coming in. So those are very important questions to me, because oh my gosh, y'all know the therapy session was that he's seeing the old Charnita, but she's the new Charnita that does want to know about the account. She wants to see the flow charts now. She wants to see all that. She's not college Charnita. But there's a battle rhythm that they have built. There are some things I recognize that I have conditioned in my husband because of how I used to be. And I have to kind of consciously be like, that's not me anymore. I promise, but I got to show you too with my actions. So I have to understand that it's very complex and we're not going to catch everything in what is being filmed. But those are still questions at the top of my mind. And it comes up later to me too because of some other, I'm going to call them pink flags. Oh my gosh, I'm going to call them pink flags. Okay. So, okay. So the beginning of the episode, and nobody, y'all weren't crazy in case you were watching it live. It seemed what happened was something happened, and then we saw the middle of the episode, but we in the Trinity tribe, we stayed and then watched it to see the beginning. So we saw all of it, but we saw it in a weird order, just in case you're like, I was watching it and I'm not sure. Teresa Wright said, that's 3 things me and Mr. Wright will be fighting over: the surprise trip, the account with his mom, and buying that jewelry. Yeah, we're going to get, and that jewelry is my pink flag, Teresa. The Sarah said I had a lot of thoughts. Yes, y'all, please, I hope you come up and share your thoughts when I drop the link. Shan said Jason's mom gives she is the business person in their familiar relationship. I did get that feeling, Shan. I did. Justice said, I'm talking to myself already. Push the button. Okay. So this is where oh, I should have written names down because I know my butt is not good with Bella Rose. Bella Rose is the little girl. That's one of Charnita's daughters, Bella Rose. And Jason and Charnita sit down with Bella Rose because a kid in her school said they didn't want to play with her because she was Black. That's why they're sitting down speaking with her. And there's 2 things. I love the aesthetic of this moment because their colors are like so soft and they're blending with each other, and that's just a filming thing that I will definitely appreciate. I just want to say that because it just looks nice, and it's cool that it looks nice. I love the colors that's going on right now. To the more serious fact of that a child says that to her, I hate that because it comes from adults. And so they're talking, and of course, Charnita's telling her, you're beautiful. People will see you different. Uh, all the things. Duchess, I need you to come up when I drop the link to talk about your jewelry if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Okay. Okay, she said Jamaica was their place and then said he would need to pick another place later if they meant to go. Yes, I agree. And I recall that. And my bigger thing was that when she said that, that one let me know she wasn't included in him picking the location that they would treat the employees, which then made me be like, did she even know they were picking a place for the employees? That's the rabbit hole that led me down. Okay, Quiet Storm is on this one, so I'm gonna stay on this scene now. But she said, I love the interaction between them. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So then Charnita's like, I'm about to treat my little girl, So she's gonna treat her little girl, Bella Rose, pretty name. And she's taking her to. There was a couple things. I believe this is Bella Rose's boutique that they're going in first. So shout out, they got a little boutique for the little girl, like it's hers. I think it's like in her name type thing. So that's really that was really cool. And there's Bella Rose in her own confessional with her doll. I'm sure it's probably to be comfortable, probably maybe to make sure she's not nervous. But I like her little outfit. I love the little jacket. But there's Bella Rose in her own confessional. I'm like, not you having a confessional. This is too cute. too cute. Okay. And then Charnita's, of course, speaking positive affirmations into her daughter. I have a couple more shots with them together. I just think it's so cute. Then they're going to get their nails done. So it's a pamper day. Like, of course, you're beautiful. Let's pamper ourselves. Yes, April, Bella Rose in her confessional. Indigo Girl said, Bella Rose, beautiful Rose. Very cute name for a beautiful little girl. I agree. Okay. And then they go to this is Whitney Chanel. I put the picture how we met her in episode 1 so y'all could just remember her in case you didn't remember her. So Whitney Chanel is with Charnita, and that's her in the red hair from episode 1, and then of course her different look for this one. This is where I'm trying, because see, here's the thing. I hate when time passes and it's like, oh man, I had you pegged wrong. So this is where I'm trying to take it gently, okay? Whitney Chanel on camera comes off as possibly, I don't know if she's the fun, shady friend or the overly critical friend, y'all. I'm conflicted. And only time will tell. That's where Shan said I'm trying to set her up, but Shan keeps me balanced on like, give them time to build up us getting to know them. But I'm just letting you know right now, I'm like, Whitney, this where's your positive things to say as well as the fun shady things to say? Okay. Because when this is Charnita saying, hey, I want to do some afro hair for us, and she makes this face in her confessional. She said something else and she made a face. Later we're gonna get to them having a friend dinner and there's a face. I'm just like, Whitney, please. I don't know. I think like because we don't know if like, hey, this is her just being on for the camera, and I can get that. And I don't know how she is, if she get used to the cameras after a couple seasons. So I'm trying to acknowledge that, but I'm like, ooh, and I just might be too sensitive to have a friend like this too. Shan said Whitney may be that person that isn't positive. We have all run into them people. I know, and I'm trying to give her a fair shake just in case that's not her and she's being like just on because it's the camera. And you know what I mean? Because yes, that's what unfortunately, that's where my feelings are going with it. So that's just where I'm at. So as you see, Bella Rose is in the other seat with another young lady. I believe this is Whitney Chanel's shop. So Bella Rose just looking happy to be there, love it. Her mama smiling, wanted to catch them being happy. Yes, I also think she looks like K. Michelle in the face, Quiet Storm, in a complimentary way. I totally think that she looks like K. Michelle to me. Whitney Chanel's who we're talking about. Okay, DeSara said, I'm giving a few people the side eye. I'm trying to give it time. I know. DeSara, I know. I know. Journey to Jasmine said, "Nah, I don't like shady friends." I was like, "Is this a personality thing?" Um, Jasmine, that you, I'm trying not to be cemented in my feelings, but I don't. It was so many times, y'all. It was so many times. Shan said, "I'm gonna allow her to be her because if Charnita has kept her around, she doesn't mind it." That's true. And guess what? I'm gonna allow her to be her in the sense that that's not my friend. But Shan, if it continues to happen, I'm gonna keep talking about it though. But I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm what I'm gonna try to avoid doing is be like, Charnita, that should not be your friend. Like that's the kind of things I'm trying to avoid. But as far as my opinion on it, I have to give it. I have to give it. Teresa said, if you want a true read, let us Virgos watch her. Uh-oh, Teresa. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna get to that. How do you say your name? Ear Live? I don't know. I'm not sure. Y'all, if Peaches and Cream is in here or comes in here, I'm gonna tell you what she named herself as long as she gives me permission to say it because it was hilarious. Hey, Color Me Entertain, and my middle sis Journey to Jasmine are content creators. Hey, how are you? Okay, hope TV not bringing out hidden thoughts. I hope not. I hope it's nerves or I don't know something. Quiet Storm said, I mean her attitude as well. Oh, got you, Quiet Storm. Okay, so this face also okay, so I'm like, you already know we have a insecurity with our hair and afro texturism and things like that. So when Charnita was like, I want an afro wig, I want it big, and she made this face, she made it more than once to make sure it was acknowledged. And I'm just like, oh, why are you making that face? Just to talk about the afro hair part of it, I was like, oh man, come on. um Now, this is Charnita in her afro wig. I want to say this, and this is purely just my own opinion, and this is not about what somebody should do with their child, because that's not my child. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that Bella Rose's braids were beautiful. And I almost felt like it took away from her to put on this particular afro wig for Bella Rose, because her braids was popping, they was fresh, but I know she was trying to also immerse her into a type of experience, and so it's not for me to say. I'm just giving my opinion on. I loved Bella Rose's braids. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Joyce Miles, I see. She said, I'm keeping my eye. Okay. So then Charnita, and I didn't catch it the first time, but on the rewatch, I heard Charnita say her father took her around to give her kind of a little bit of a history lesson and teach her about some things. And so that was the significance of Charnita then taking Bella Rose around to talk to her and things like that. Um, yeah. So they had both. They did have the pampering, and then they had like a serious conversation. I hope that basically Bella Rose does feel beautiful at the end of the day because she is a beautiful little girl. Um, okay, then Twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you. Jason takes their son to the barber shop and they were twinning, and it was cute. The twinning of it all was cute. She does have an angel face, Jess. She definitely does. Um, so Q is the barber. Shout out to another small business, of course, being shown. And so Jason talks shop with the barber and about build outs, accounting, and things like that. As oh no, what is their son's name? Chat, you gotta help me out on this one. I feel like it. No, I'm not gonna guess because when I guess, I'm so wrong that it's embarrassing. So I'm just going to wait. Do y'all remember her son's name? Because I'm not supposed to do this to myself. I'm not doing it. Bella Rose, the chocolate Barbie doll. Right, she is Cynthia. She totally is. She totally is. Okay. I'll see if y'all say his name, but his son is sitting in the barber seat. They're both gonna get their touch ups and the fades and all the greatness. And the barber's talking about how he didn't see himself growing up to be a barber, but it seems like he likes it. He had booked a little wedding, not little, a whole wedding group. So that was like that's big, get a wedding group and everything like that. Jason Jr. Y'all, I'm so bad. I'm thinking of their third child. That's probably what it is. Why am I so bad like this? Jason Jr. That's why I wasn't gonna guess. Because had I guessed, I would have embarrassed myself. That's you don't even want to know the name I was about to guess. Okay, shout out to that is Jason Jr. Okay, which makes sense with them twinning and everything. So this was a cute little scene right here. He had scared him with the air that they used to blow the hair and stuff off. So that was cute. They caught his reaction. So I just wanted to show that they had fun. He has dimples. JJ has dimples. It is so cute. Oh my God, Jasmine, you trying to set me up for failure? Talking about you guessed. I hope it's Jason Jr. Y'all don't do this. Then they went mudding in their backyard, I think. So they went mudding, and there's Charnita, and the girls are like, good. And the little one, the little one wasn't dirty at the time, but I love her in her pajamas, just being comfortable. So they went mudding, and then he said he was teaching them to leave stuff better than they found it, so they had to wash the car when they were done. And so, oh my God, is his name Jason Jr.? Y'all better not be setting me up for failure. Jason's son was like, oh, this bus smells like dog poo. So that's why Charnita looks like she's about to throw up behind him. Well, I mean, she's allowing them to be their authentic selves. So I don't think she's going to set them up to be out of character, Elisa. But whoever they are, that's what they're gonna be. Because I don't think she's going to tell them not to be themselves. That's what I think. Then we got Jimmy. I think his name was Jimmy. They gave Jimmy a dramatic cutscene. I'm like, all right now. So Jimmy has his confessional. He apparently is over the properties that Jason and Charnita own. He's over like build outs, constructions, things like that. Is what I gathered from this. Okay, so I believe his name was Billy. We was like, Harpo, who this man? Because they gave him a long intro before we finally knew who he was. So I think his name is Billy. Okay, it was okay. Let me say this real fast because I know you're not the only one, and you might have came in after I kind of said it, so I'll say it again. And you gotta tell me how to pronounce your name. But it was not a two-part show, but when episode 3 came on, it like came on in the middle of episode 3, and then it ended because you saw the middle part where you saw would probably have been Billy coming in, and then we got to the end. Then they played the beginning, which was when they sat down with Bella Rose. So it was split in a weird way. So if you didn't stay the whole time, you probably missed some scenes that you're seeing me show. But it was all just part of episode 3. I hope that helps. She's so gorgeous with black hair. I agree. Okay, so Jason's getting out of his vehicle to go talk. They lift up this garage door. I wanted to show y'all them lifting up this garage door so y'all can let me know your guesses too, because they're talking about some walls and some other stuff. And so we finally came to the conclusion that this is for a storage unit that they're building out. Because at first I was like, this isn't for the tax office, right? Because the tax office, I was like, it sounded like they were done with the tax office because they were already packing up boxes in the old office. So, yeah, a lot of the trendies were like, this might be for a storage unit. So I can see that with the whole garage and everything. So maybe that's what this is going to be. I'm not sure. But it's apparently going to need a 5-ton HVAC unit or something. yeah. And you're not going to be the only one. So don't even worry about it. Oh, Elisa said you're right, but she's not going to let them be nasty to Charnita without it being addressed and or resolved. Okay, Elisa, I see that. I got you. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm not gonna say it confused me. It was I don't know. I can't name the emotion, but this is where, and Charnita has a new confessional look, and Jason had said he woke up and some bags were packed, like suitcases and stuff, right? And then it goes to Charnita. She was like, I'm tired of them right now. She was like, I'm not leaving them or nothing, but I'm tired of them. And I'm about to go with my girls. I want to go to Atlanta and all this other stuff. So that's what she's kind of saying in this confessional. And so, um, see, this is another one. This is Whitney Chanel again. And she was like, Charnita's always late. Charnita this, Charnita that. And so I'm just trying to wait it out to let it flesh out and let me see. I'm trying to see. Charnita is saying right here, basically, I'm not on 1, 2, or 3 accounts. And basically, she was still upset about it. And again, that's why she's going to Atlanta to have dinner with her girlfriends. Okay. So then she shows up to the dinner. Well, I didn't really hear them speaking too much at the dinner. It almost felt like the dinner was the B-roll, and then we heard the confessional, and that's the part we were supposed to hear. Now that's me rewatching it and trying not to multitask. So if y'all actually heard their conversation with them speaking to each other, I missed it. I have to admit I missed it because I felt like we just saw them say hi to each other, then it was more B-roll, then we saw them go into confessional. That's what it felt like to me. Okay, before we go there, Charnita said that she just needed to vent to her friends, and some of her friends apparently are telling her to leave Jason. She said, I'm not leaving Jason, I just need to vent. I'm summarizing, I'm paraphrasing. Okay. And then Jason, this is where my pink flag raised with was it Joyce Miles that brought up 3 points? This is her third point, I believe. He said that Charnita said something like, oh, hold on, before we go there, this is what Charnita said. She said, you control everything that I charge, but then you go spending money on anything. And that's what she was saying in this one, because I caught her facial expression for a reason on this one. So Jason apparently checks everything. She has to answer to everything that she spends, and then he be over here splurging. That's what this confessional was. I was like, I had to catch this facial expression. Okay. Now back to Jason. I had to catch this to remind myself what I was going to talk about when I saw him, because he's basically saying, even at the time of him filming this confessional, he wasn't sure if she knew about the jewelry he spent money on, because apparently Charnita has said, you should treat yourself. And he interpreted treat himself as getting a lot of jewelry. And it was like a watch, a necklace, and it was a third item. And I don't like how I'm feeling about this right now. I don't like it. And he said it's stashed away right now. And then he said something about the accounts. And I'm like, stashed away? Y'all gotta talk, because y'all already know y'all be having issues with this money thing. I don't, that's them. That is their marriage. Okay. Purple Unicorn, you might, either if you hear when everybody else comes up to share their thoughts, it'll catch you up, or you might have to hit replay, because the reasons they said that were at the beginning of why they were telling her that. I'm not saying they were right. I'm just saying that the reasons that they were saying it. Shan says that's the problem with venting. You need an ear that isn't going to give advice, just listen. And I learned that you do have to ask people, are you venting or are you asking for advice? I try to be better about that. Are you venting or are you asking for advice? Because I don't want to give advice when you just want to talk and you didn't want to hear anything from me. Let's see. Okay. Pacino said, I would never tell a friend to leave their spouse, but I digress. Shan said, but does he shop as much as her? That's the $1 million question. I have a feeling that his is more, if you don't notice, you don't know what hurts you, whereas hers is more in your face and you saw it. Because also, on one of Charnita's lives or Instagram reels, she was really excited that he had bought her, it was either a purse or some shoes, and they were nice. And seeing this unfold is just adding context to even the gifts. And I know I'm probably reading too much into it, but I'm just saying that money dynamic is crazy serious. Not that they have a crazy money dynamic. It is something that seems very familiar to me, and that I've seen this play out with couples before. And then you think about your own relationships and stuff like that. So it, now she got on Instagram Live. She said, "Look, now I'm just letting y'all see everything. So I want to be transparent with you. Jason and I are fine. I want to make that clear." She said, "Jason and I are fine. Um, I'm not leaving Jason. It's nothing like that. We just be having our bumps, and I understand marriage has its bumps. I just because the whole point is for us to recap and break it down, I still want to talk about the things that made my eyebrows raise. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong about it. It's just raising my eyebrows. Hey, Bonnie. How are you? Okay. Why would friends go to leave Jason first thing as a solution to the problem? Makes me think more stuff has happened with Jason. Ooh. And see that's and just like Shan said on the thing, that's problem with venting. That's the problem too with when we hear a piece of a conversation and we don't have all the background, because we don't know, has there been other conversations, and we don't know, is this just where they just kind of pop out and that's their first suggestion. We don't know. We don't It's so much we don't know, and that's why Shan balances me out. The therapist did say they got a low score on their finances, right? Pacino rules. You absolutely need to ask the purpose of venting. Yep. Been there, done that, and hubby had to learn, MC Geechee says. All right. Okay. Hey, yes. Okay. Shan said, girl, you'd be surprised how often people go to leave him, and more often they are single and lonely. Probably. I'm only saying probably because I have not met people like this in real life. So that's why I'm saying probably. Money is a huge issue, period. And it is. It is. Okay, so that's Jason talking about the jewelry he had and he stashed away. Obviously, by the time this episode aired, she would see that you had stashed away the jewelry. So I'm sure he knew she'd see this at some point. Also, on her live, they were going out on their date night after the episode had aired. So she has seen the episode, and then they were going out on their date night last night. So, and she does go live every Friday after the episodes air in case you ever want to catch her and interact with her on live. Okay, this is Jason and his mom sitting down speaking a big chunk of this. So this is what I'll cover because this was very important to me. And we had some cancer survivors in our watch along chat. His mom was saying she was going through like a survivorship program, and it's more about checking on yourself mentally. She was having these stress headaches. So it's a whole program. It's way more in depth than what I'm saying, but I just thought that was so, I didn't know about this survivorship program. I think that there was at least one person that had been through cancer that was in the chat, and they didn't know about survivorship programs. So just on that, we got something really useful from this scene. So that's really cool. We really appreciate that. So they sit down and she really goes in depth about it. So I'm gonna say rewatch it to hear her go in depth about the survivorship program, because that was very important. I also want to know, and this is just me being curious because I've had family members that have gone through it, and just people I'm acquainted with. I want to know if she's gone through weight loss surgery or some type of something with weight loss. If she would, and maybe she'll talk about that story, or if something like that had, and it may not be. It's just that I've seen the body composition of people that have gone through weight loss surgery, like before they, like at the beginning or the first months of it, and it just struck me like maybe she's gone through weight loss surgery. I'm just curious. It doesn't make a difference in anything. So that's just me though. I'm curious about it. Let me go to y'all's comments before I go to my next thought. That way I don't interrupt myself. Okay, let me see here. Hold on. Indigo Girl said financial literacy is so important in a family dynamic. It's no joke. We need it so much more in the Black community. Yeah, financial literacy, it can make or break your relationship and your livelihood. So I do agree with you, Indigo Girl. Let's see here. Justice said, just me, but when money went to the bank, I would have been on it from get-go. Well, Justice, here's the thing. One of her issues and hangups is that she didn't know the accounts existed. So she didn't know money went to the bank in those ways. She was aware of the one she was aware of and not aware of the one she wasn't aware of. Pacino Rules says they're showing us the real marriage be hard sometimes. Right. Shout out to Kev on stage. Marriage be hard. Right, Pacino Rules. Thank you to everybody that is in here watching, and please like the video if you have not. Shan said marriage is a lot of work that people don't realize, and when married couples don't communicate well, there's a problem. I agree. I totally agree. And if you've come in later, the link pinned at the top is the link for Chef Don Don and Jay Taylor's show tonight. So just so you know. All right. Was that the last? Oh, that was. Well, I don't know if this is the last scene, but in the order I took it, this was the last screenshot I had, I believe. Yeah, okay. Shout out to our executive producers, Melody Cherie, Don Michelle, Charnita Horton, and Jason Horton. And the Melometers last week had posted, don't forget to tweet during Charnita's World, hashtag Charnita's World, if you have a Twitter account, obviously. Okay. Right, DeSarah, exactly. She said, I noticed that too, but I personally know people that have went through weight loss surgery and it does look like it. No judgment zone though. Right, no judgment. Observations, no judgment. I'm about to drop this link because, woo, y'all. And if I'm silent, it's because I'm trying not to accidentally agree with something I may not necessarily agree with, but I promise I hear you. Once I verify I hear you, I hear you. I don't want to be like, and accidentally be agreeing with stuff I didn't mean to agree with. Yeah, and that was their therapy session, Justice. That's exactly what that therapy session really centered was why didn't I know? And they went over some things in their history about it. And he thought he was doing right on how he was setting it up, and she let him know that it felt like a control move and she didn't like it. They have a lot of history with the money thing, and with him being in accounting and everything. Bonnie Mason said, yes, survivorship. My granddaughter is almost there. Diagnosed at 1.5 years old with leukemia. Oh, no. She's now 8. Okay, still has oncology appointments, but she's almost there. Her twin brother does not. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a lot, Bonnie. Okay, I see you, Shan. I'm going to make sure to see if any other people are popping up in the first 60 seconds or so I don't have to interrupt you once I let you up and then you can go. Let me take it back to a. We'll take it there. Put it there. Okay. Hey, Chef Don Don. I pinned your link to the top of the chat just so you know. Yes, for your show tonight, and like I said, you will be talking about actual episodes of Charnita. Oh, I see Pastor Justice that came up in here. The actual episodes of Charnita, as well as the Charnita Dr. Heavenly thing, as well as other things you and Jay Taylor will be talking about and giggling about, and I can't wait. Okay, so I'm gonna let Shan and Pastor Justice up, and we'll go ahead and start. And I apologize if I interrupt y'all. I just want to make sure that the person verifies who they are before I show them on here. In fact, let me hold on. Shan, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that you?
That's me.
Hey, and Jess Angel, I see you. Jess Angel. Okay. So that's who I have up here right now. Hey. Okay, I'm taking this cover down, so if you don't want to be on camera, make sure your camera not on. Okay, so Shan, you were first. Let me write this order in case something happens.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Pastor Justice. I'm gonna let Shan go first, and then it's you.
Okay, excellent.
Go ahead, Shan.
Hi. I was coming up because this is just a personal feeling of my mind from different reviews and comments that I've been seeing is we have to notice that Love and Marriage Huntsville has scarred a lot of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just because we see something doesn't mean like, whoa, that's what it is, because that's what I'm getting. I'm feeling like the spaces that I've been in for a while, and I know some of the people, and I know some of the things that's being said. It's like, come on, can we give the people a minute? Do we like on episode 3? Like, I'm just like,
I'm
They've been
guilty though. That's
married.
why I'm laughing. I'm guilty too. I'm guilty.
Cause last night y'all almost scared me into watch along. I was like, Lord have mercy. Cause I'm like, if I was to tell y'all some of my marital stories, y'all might pass out. So I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, give him a minute. Cause it's like he did it. The main thing for me, which does break up a lot of marriages, and that's the thing I see, is the financial issue. And we have to understand that this is her fault, actually, in my opinion, because you started out not caring. You just wanted to spend money. And she said it herself. So changes don't happen overnight. And for him to change his mindset is, I'm trying to make sure we got enough money where you spending money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was thinking. I don't know if people want to jump in and call me male identified or whatever they be calling the people, but I understand where they are, and it's going to take work for them to get past it. And that's just the thing. Like, he was at this spot with her where she was just spending the money, and she know I'm working her, so I should be able to spend her. And I feel like, because honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, my husband spend like Jason, and I don't spend like Charnita. That's why I kind of check what he do, and he had stuff too. Like, I didn't know he had this dang on watch forever till we went to like a function or something. I'm like, what? Okay, that's a conversation, because he don't spend like that all the time, and I don't feel like Jason looking at him like he spend like that all the time. So I really think that if Charnita's, because remember my saying for Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm on what Mel on. If she happy with it, I'm happy with it. So ain't no big deal. So that's where I'm living right now, because it seems like they're doing perfectly fine. This was recorded whenever, because we know it was more than 3 months ago, because they've been pushing. It was supposed to start a few months ago, so in January. So it's like she's expressing the concern where she wants to move forward, and she wants some things in her marriage to change. So he has to get on board with that, but it's not going to happen overnight. And again, I'm in my situationship for decades, and we still get that where he just show up with some stuff, and I'm like, well, how much did that cost? You know, because I know how he shop, and I know it's when he do shop, it's a big ticket item, and it's like, what the heck did that cost? Like, and what's the financial plan for that going forward, for that money that was spent, or whatever the case may be. So if they're talking about it, it's okay. But if they're not talking about it, that's that problem. But it seems like they're talking about it. Other than that, I see this family is like excellent. And another thing that I think a lot of people out here missing is his mother is their partner. Did y'all not catch that the first episode? It's 3 of them. It's Charnita, Jason, and his mom. I didn't know she was his mom on the first episode. Yeah.
She said she is owner of some businesses with both of them and some businesses with just each one of them. So I did catch her saying that.
Right. And what I'm understanding is when he went and did the accounts, she may have been and Charnita's not always available because she be busy. So when he opened those accounts, that she may not have been available, and she still don't know where all the money is, because she, like we want, when we say we want something, we want him to just bam, put it all on the table. But as a man, we know they don't do that. I mean, we got to be reasonable. And that's not how it happens.
Got you. And before you go on, because the money talk is like the biggest thing, if before you switch to the next thing besides the money talk, I'm gonna rotate from that point, because the money talk is like the big thing, and I want to make sure everybody is able to have a chance and to stick to that topic, because I feel like a lot of people came up for the money part, and so we'll kind of have to, I guess.
Well, that's all I got to say on the money talk is I think they're working on it, but she wants it to move faster than he's moving. So that's it. I mean, they're working. I feel like they're working on it. I feel like they don't need a therapist for that, because again, she was therapying, and if they like her, they like her, but she not my cup of tea.
Oh Lord. Okay. That poor therapist. Okay. So for everyone that's about to follow, we're gonna stick to the money topics first, and then if you have other things about the show, we'll come back around to that after. But Shane, did you get to finish? I want to make sure, did you get to finish about the money?
Oh yeah, I was done about the money. Mm-hmm.
All right, Justice.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
I agree. I agree with Shan that they are working on it, but I have a little bit of reservations. in the fact that that's why I asked in the chat, and you said that she didn't know about the accounts. Now I got a problem with that because whether I am protecting our interests, making sure that we're saving for our legacy, you should know about it. It shouldn't be just my private information because we're both doing this thing. You know, it don't hurt to have a little pillow talk about that. I'm sure you talk about other things. So I got a problem with her not knowing that they existed. That's the issue I got. Because what if in the event of her not knowing and things didn't work out? Would he walk away with just that? Would he have the ability to? Because she don't even know it exists. And I don't think that's right. I think that we are partners, and what I have is what you have, and we're creating this together. We ought to at least know about it because it's easy to get an alert on your phone. He mentioned that he get alerts when something is spent, blah blah blah. Well, she can get the same alert, knowing about the account, knowing that you get an alert that will help her curb her spending. So I just got an issue with her not knowing. And why is it that she don't know? Doesn't matter if he opened it up without her being present or all of that, but a conversation as, hey, babe, I open up the account such and such. When you get a chance, we can get your name on there. That's something we need to know. My money, our money, I need to know too what we got.
And that's what she was saying. She was like with the kids and everything. She yeah.
That's the only issue I had about the money, and I'm sure they are working on it now. But the origination of it, for anyone to feel that in charge to handle my unforeseen future all by themselves. Let's come on. We're only gonna have one God in the house. So I want to get that right. So that's my issue with the money. Her not knowing about the account set up, period. And please don't tell me his mom name was on those accounts.
I don't think so. That was me just asking.
Okay, please don't let that be. I'm trying to bear this thing out because I love this show. It is giving me everything that Love and Marriage Huntsville did not. So I'm loving this. So please don't tell me that his mom was on the account she did not know about.
And I'll give you some more too, Jessica, because I want to make sure I set you up with good information. The other thing is that the business name was always on the account, and she always has access via the business name. But she didn't. But the point was, she didn't know about the money. She did not know about these accounts and the money, and on 3 accounts apparently. And her, what she said, and also. Since it's under the business names along with their personal names, I was just being curious on if their mom had access and knew about them because she's has the businesses with them. That's where my question was coming from.
Yeah, that's my only thing right there. I love Jason. He's giving me a lot, and I'm like you and Shay, getting away from that preconceived ideal of every man I look at is a martyr.
Right.
I'm getting away from that. I'm trying to spoon feed myself away from that because that man has ruined me. He has set me up for failure.
We were laughing. We were like, why are we all scarred by these men who love me?
He affected us.
Okay, Jess Angel, I got 2 things for you. If you don't mind, if you don't mind, about 60 seconds, 90 seconds, talk about your jewelry, then give me your thoughts about this money thing.
Girl, I was all ready for the money thing because it's real simple. Okay. It's real cut, dry, and simple with me. Transparency. That I'm agreeing with everybody else. She could have known some kind of way. He did make it easy though once she found out, and they went on date night all as well. I'm happy.
Okay, all right.
As far as my jewelry line, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I was just doing it as a hobby, trying to ease the stress of my last full-time working role, and I ended up having to resign from that job.
Oh, wow. Got you. Okay.
It drove me that crazy. So I didn't even have a name for my jewelry at that time. It is now Crown Source Jewelry. And I use mostly natural stones, semi-precious stones, but I will use some high-quality glass beads. I don't know if anybody can see the keychains and bracelets, matching keychains and bracelets in the icon there.
Hold on,
but
let me see. Hold on. Let me see here. There we go.
That's just that's not even the most of what I do, but that's just a sample of some glass stones that I use. Some for the more fashionable, the more I don't like the word gaudy, but the people have told me I need more gaudy jewelry.
Eye catching. I got you.
So yeah.
How can we see your jewelry, Jess?
So right now I have an Instagram and a YouTube channel that I'm trying my best to find every bit of time I can to put things up on. Crown Source Jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
At Crown Source Jewelry. It's the same on Instagram. Working on my Facebook too for the boomers. For us boomers, because I'm like right there teetering. But Crown Source Jewelry is the name.
Crown Source Jewelry. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Okay, to your
Thank
Instagram.
you.
You're so welcome.
And I do like you the causes and the zodiac. So
nice.
Purple lupus ribbons on my amethyst, and I love tiger's eye, so I have it in almost every color. Okay. Yellow, green, red, purple, blue. I have green ribbons for the lymphoma cancer. I have pink, of course, pink ribbon bracelets.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely pictures on Instagram. Oh, thank you. I'll turn back from the screen. Oh, I love my cultural stuff, my red, black, and green. What you see there, we went to a reggae concert last week, and my friend wanted me to throw something together, so I made a few of them.
Okay. Well, thank you, Duchess.
Thank you. Love you all.
That's beautiful.
All right.
Thank you.
So welcome. Okay, and then Danny, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And this is about the money, and then we can rotate about the other parts of the show if y'all want to have other parts you want to talk about. It's about the money part.
Okay, no problem. So I was moving around, but I had been listening in. But I agree with all the ladies. Okay, not being on 3 accounts, like that's a big deal, you know. And Justice made a great point. Like, what if something had happened? You know, like what if something happened to Jason? Like y'all went y'all separate ways. Like, have you been like stashing money from me, or you know, like that's how I would have taken how I would have took it, knowing that there were 3 other accounts. I had no idea. So I definitely understand where Charnita is coming from. Especially, you know, going back to the therapist scene, like this is what she was trying to express, you know? So, I mean, I agree. I really don't have much to add because it's really that simple, you know? Our vows or their vows said for richer, for poorer. So it's like, show me the riches, you know? Like that's basically how it is.
Gotcha. I get it. And let me pop this trunk. Hold on. I didn't forget, but let me pop this trunk. Kim Bella, thank you for the super chat. Said just blessing your channel and enjoying the spring break because school has me missing y'all. PhD loading. Come on, PhD loading. Keep me in prayer because this is not for the week. Yes, you got this, Kim Bella. Thank you very much too for your blessing while you got a little bit of a break. Okay, we going.
All right, we going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Hey. Okay. Thank you so much, Kim Bella. I have another note. Let me see. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Before we go to the next part of the show, just in case y'all have other thoughts. Oh, yeah. Come on. I gotta talk about middle sis might be in and out because she be multitasking like me. I be in, but I be like, other things are going on. But we have our next show this Thursday with Journey to Jasmine and Here for Hot Tea and myself. So I already created the link so you can turn on your notifications. And please join us on Thursday. We talk about reality TV, fashion, trending / hot tea topics. And yeah, it's nice. We do let y'all come up. We keep it to 60 seconds. So you just got to pop. And then we move on. And we also have the big dummy. So I'll show you the big dummy who it was because Here for Hot Tea, I'm trolling her at this point because she said, why I do Heavenly like this? We have a good time. We keep it to a tight hour. Like we be like, all right, we're on the next topic, So it's not drug out or anything. This is probably like our 4th or 5th time, and it's been going really well. So I hope you join us this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, well, let me see what y'all's comments say to make sure real fast. And
well, can I say one last thing about the money, if you don't mind?
Well, okay, you can, Shan. Hold on 1 second. Bonnie, I have been dropping the link to Tech Guy's channel, which is where Here for Hot Tea has been posting until she's back on her channel. So Nightbot's been dropping the link. It'll say it'll have Here for Hot Tea's husband basically on there. So you can go check her out if you've been missing her. And Shan, go ahead and give your thought about the money so I can think about the next topic about Charnita's world.
Well, I would like to say I also am giving him grace because I'm him in this relationship. Mm-hmm. But I just don't do the big purchases. That part is my husband. So that's why I was talking earlier about how the communication goes when he does spend some money or whatever, is because we just discussed this like literally, and I'm pretty sure we could be Charnita and Jason's parents, but me and my husband just discussed the other day. He was like, if something happened to you tomorrow, I would kind of be like messed up because I don't know everything. And I also will say that was one of the reasons why I was really never wanting to be married, because the married couples that I knew that had marriages that lasted, they were partners in everything. And I didn't like that because I made a lot of money and I worked hard to get there. And it was like, I've also seen where some men come in and just, you don't know them till you marry them type stuff too. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I was very insecure about that and didn't want somebody to just come in and just ravish through everything and we have nothing. So I just think like they have to talk about it, and they are talking about it. And that's with everything in a marriage. You guys have to talk, because I was just talking to my husband earlier today, like, shoot, he like one of my best friends. Like, that's the thing. Like, even when other stuff is going on, it's because, and I think that's why a lot of times you don't like talk to other people about it, because once you start talking finances, everybody has their own opinion because everybody has their own experience. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm just trying to watch it. And I feel like both of them are not comfortable with television as of now. Mm-hmm. And they're saying things that are red flags, but I'm in my mind looking at them and their relationship of what we do see. I'm like, I don't think they mean it that way, because mm-hmm. I'm looking at it, and then I'm following her on social media. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at what they say, and I'm looking at what they're doing. And I've also looked at some of their businesses and how everything is set up. And I'm like, they're just not going step by step, detail by detail, because I still have some questions. Like, in order for me to make a real informed opinion, I really haven't yet, because I got a lot of questions. Like, when did these 3 accounts become set up? When, Charnita, did you start wanting to be interested in money? Because in my opinion, it's like you just wanting to be interested in money right now. Before, you didn't care about accounts and when and where. Now you do, because you like, hold on. Because you're older now. You're out of that stage. So it's like, it's kind of funny, because it's like this the first couple where I feel like we getting some real reality, like in a long time, like go all the way back to like Real World. Like, this is real stuff right here. We watching, and it's kind of weird for us, because all this other stuff, people making up stuff. So the only real person we'd have had for years right now that I feel like is male. So they're the first real couple that we're seeing in a really long time. So it's really like, what's going on here? And we want to make it okay, but we also, and now I say we, because I'm looking at some stuff too, because them Scots got me scarred too.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
It's like,
right. I do like how you phrase that, Shan, because my slide was questions that he answers. I have questions so I can hopefully form my opinion. But I know some things we'll never get necessarily an answer to because we're never gonna know everything. But I do want to say that a lot of questions in me have been raised. Like I do like how you phrase that because I do have questions, and I definitely would like to know when did they have intentional talks about Charnita saying, look, I am not that person. I actually do want to be aware of the accounts and the money now. Because that does make a difference on when he started the new accounts and all the other things. That makes a huge difference. So I would like to know the timeline.
Yeah, but I just don't want them to because this is us talking rationally. We do have some irrational fans out there that's ready to tear them apart right now. So
I
that's why I was
know I'm
like,
trying to buffer because I feel it. I feel it.
see, that's us with rational thought. It's some people out there that's not so rational. So it's like, why'd you say it like that?
Yes, like Shan, I agree with you too. Like why did you buy jewelry and then hide it? Like it's stuff like that. Well, that makes my ears perk up because I mean, it's one thing if you're splurging, but I should know everything that you're buying too, especially if, I don't agree that he, where it seems like he goes through and see what she purchases and then he gets to do what he wants to do. Like I don't like that. Like I should have just as much free range as you should, as long as the bills and everything else is handled, is we should be able to like split everything else and kind of do whatever we want to do or however we work it out that way. So I agree. And then Shan, you also had said like I try so hard to explain this to my husband and he's gotten around to it. Like he's definitely much better, but if anything can happen, and I know he hates when I say that because, we don't ever want to think about the inevitable, but it can happen and we don't always know. So I want him to be able to pick up where I left off because I handle our finances. So I want him to be able to go in and know and not just kind of be frantic because I've seen a whole trend of like women who like when their husbands pass away, they like don't know how to do like some of like the most basic things, like one in particular, this lady was like, she wanted to get a new phone and she went to Xfinity instead of AT&T because she
Oh,
didn't
wow.
even know that she had AT&T because her husband had always paid, the bills and she never knew. So it's stuff like that where I don't ever want him to be in that situation. And then I feel where Charnita is coming from because I don't want to be put in that situation. And then if you're steady comparing me to the old me, younger me, then we're never going to progress forward. And so I feel where Charnita is coming from. She needs to know, she deserves to know, because anything can happen. So,
Yeah.
And I'll give you
And
a piece of advice
wait.
of something that we do. And this is for everybody. Like I'm still just now teaching my husband about the bills and stuff because I noticed because and Trini noticed about me, I think about things like on a totally different level. So when I just switched out our cable, I had him look at it first. And I said, what would you pick and why would you pick it? And this, that, and the third. And so then I went in and I explained to him how I thought about it because I'm definitely the financial person. And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, then you go in and you look at this, you look at that, you look at, is it a contract? You look at when is it going to go up? Are they trying to put something on there now that's not there? And I feel like that's their relationship too. And this is something that most couples I notice don't do because I have a couple married friends that just really don't know what the other one is doing. And I've been trying to pull him into that lately because as we get older and just seeing people pass away and different stuff like that, it's like you don't really know. But it also is an insecurity of mine where I don't want to give up all access to my finances because I feel like even though they're our finances, they're still mine because I'm wrapped up in there too. So it's like you just gotta get past and over that stuff. That's why therapy is good because you can get there without relinquishing everything. And I kind of feel like that without them knowing it, that's where Jason is. Like, he's like, how do I give her the information without giving her the information to where she gonna shop us away? Because that's what I could promise you in my mind. I think that's what he's thinking. And instead of him saying that, he's just thinking it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to say something like that out loud to somebody and then get them offended and then y'all fighting. So they have to know how to talk to each other. And I think that's just one of the issues where we need to know as
trending.
Also didn't want to hurt his feelings on some things that she wanted to talk to him about.
Yeah. And trending, if I may add, for the ladies that are listening that are in situations where they're not sure of what they have collectively with their spouse or other person, is there's more than one way to skin a cat. If his main objective is to save and preserve our legacy, prepare for our future, and so forth, then there's also a way of him not even having to hide the jewelry that he bought, because he would have a personal account. And when you've overspent, you've overspent. Same for her. But then our legacy money, our future money, our children's money, all of that can be in joint accounts where it's not even touched on a daily basis. So she goes shopping and buy her stilettos, and she's down. She know what she got in her balance, and you don't even need to be informed when she buy it. That's her account, because they are on a whole nother level than a lot of us as far as money. So there's another way to do this without being secretive, because what you're trying to stop her from doing from your own mouth, you're doing. That's where my problem is, that there are alternative ways to preserve and yet maintain our freedom, because no man wants the woman counting every penny in his pocket. So let's put your pennies in your pocket, my pennies in my pocket, and we're responsible for how much we spend independently out of our own pocket, but yet we're both held accountable and at bay to what is for our future.
I will say you confirmed something. I was like, if it's like that, you definitely need to have a fun money account. Basically, like, so that's my splurge account,
Yeah.
And I do understand I'm gonna say this because I feel like this is what Shan is saying. Shan might be saying that Charnita might be so irresponsible that maybe she would touch the legacy money.
I believe at one point she was.
At one point she might have been.
At one point
but I totally like the fun money account idea.
And that's what I was saying about that. It's making him nervous because I believe at one point she was irresponsible with the money, and they haven't got to the point, Miss Justice, where they like, okay, we gonna split it up like that, because we're there. They're not there. Like I said, I'm old enough to be her mama, so their parents. So I think at one point she was spending, because she a fashion girl and she liked the hair and the lashes and all that. So I'm pretty sure that didn't just happen like overnight, because she knows what she's doing and she get a new hairstyle every day that costs. So it's like, I feel like, because I know how much that costs, because I got a sister that's like that. So it's like, whoa. So it's like,
shouldn't that be something that maybe the therapist would have brought up?
I think they did, but they're not giving us everything, because that therapy session was very short for what they were talking about. Because when you're talking about money, just like I gave you a synopsis of how I felt about it, that's just my opinion. Once we bring in his opinion, we're gonna be talking for hours. So I was like, that was very small compared to, and they've been together a while. That's what I keep going to. I keep going to the fact that they've been together a while. They've been doing this thing. They didn't just get this money overnight. So you gotta mess with those insecurities and how things were being done, and y'all got in a good place. So now y'all putting yourself back in that uncomfortable spot, and y'all gotta work through that uncomfortable spot that y'all in. And for us, we feel like they hiding, but for them, I don't think it's more so hiding. That's why I said earlier, I don't like the words they use and how but they're not necessarily, they're listening to us and probably gonna listen to some of the critiques or whatnot, but it's just all about words that you use, and some of those buzzwords scar the fans because of past trauma. So
I want to ask y'all, what do you think about so far? Because I know we only 3 episodes in, and Whitney was only in 2, and then it's just clips. I get it, but I want to know, what are your thoughts about Whitney Chanel so far? And we'll go, okay, Shan, since you finished up on the money thing, we're going to start with Justice.
I
Then we're
do
going to
not
do
want to
Jess,
start
Danny,
with
and
Whitney
you.
at all.
And what's the question trending? I didn't hear you.
Justice, have you been able to see firsthand Whitney Chanel as a friend?
Oh, the one who was talking. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
what are your thoughts so far?
I think she's camera happy. I think she loved them. I think she's just trying to find her space, make her way. Because what we're seeing, same thing we doing with Jason. We're seeing something, but we don't know how long and what the connectivity of the relationship with these people, you know. And I'm wondering. At first, I thought maybe she's so familiar with your employer. You're so familiar that I was thinking maybe she's family, a distant cousin or something, you know, because we can do that. We turn our nose up at them and we'll say this and, oh, she don't know what she's talking about and blah, blah, blah. So I was wondering if there was some type of personal relationship on either of their sides for her attitude that she was giving. It was playful, I think. I don't think she really meant harm, because why would you? They probably paying her a good salary, and then you know you're gonna be on TV. They're gonna see this, so it's got to be something, you know, more. I'm gonna use the word peaceable more.
Yeah.
Than, it's not animosity. I don't think it's that. I think it's just her being, she on TV.
Okay.
5 minutes of fame. That's what
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay, I see you, Justice. Jess, did you get to see Whitney Chanel episode 1 and 3? And yeah,
My fault.
and I
I'm
will
over here
clarify, they are
multitasking too.
supposed to be like friends for a year or something, or she's been knowing her for a year, but they're definitely friends now because she was there in Atlanta on the friend date, so they friends. Drea, you are right about that. They are friends now. Okay, Jess, sorry, what did you say?
No, I honestly, my instincts side eye, but I can't say I've seen enough to judge it.
Shoot, I'm gonna see what Danny gonna say.
And I'm getting ready to drop down and start driving, but I'm still listening. Love y'all.
Okay, bye,
Love
Jess.
you too. Bye.
Bye.
Danny, what are your thoughts?
Oh my god. Okay, so all right, so they've only been friends for a year, right? Okay. I'm also going to hold judgment also, but how it's coming across on TV, she definitely I think you said she like overcritical. Like even when she was like, you know, Charnita's always late. Like, I mean, that's playful, right? It is playful shade, but I do feel like a lot of her like comments towards Charnita are always like that shady joking, and for me personally, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, especially I'm thinking about me and my best friends relationships. Like, we all speak life, like just how I am. I feel like my best friend is like a duplicate also. And so just to kind of, it's like, dang, can we just get just one confessional? Well, maybe, you know, it's not, you know, so but I don't know. I just got to give it more time because she could be kind of doing maybe just a little too much. And that could maybe like rubbing us wrong a little bit because it's causing her to kind of be a little bit abrasive in her approach. But I didn't like that she made that face though, you know, when they were talking about the afros. I was just like, oh my God, this is kind of the same thing where we, you know, it sucks when we kind of have to advocate for natural hair to
because the little
hairstylists. Like,
things
it's
that
so
add
bizarre.
up to where you I love all styles. I be wearing all kinds of textures, but you'd be, when you're natural, there are some times where if there's like almost a tie, you might go with the more pressed or whatever look because of the little things like that. Just a little lip turn up, just a little, you know, like you might just end up going that way for this thing. Like even, okay, Mimosas with Melody. I'm getting my hair plan together now, right? It's a big thing because my natural hair is usually out now. And so I have decided on a natural hair wig, just so you know, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna have that time to style it. But and it's not gonna be froed out. But I was thinking about like possibly a froed out style and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, but it's black tie. But I'm like, wait, why is your hair not black tie? Like, you go through all these things. So I'm just saying.
Right. You know.
And see, I didn't know that they were just friends for a year. That's why I said I don't know if they were, the way she's acting so familiar that they could have been family or something. The way she, because I can expect family, but if I'm your employer, your job is to make me look good. Simple and plain. I pay you, and in order for me to pay you, I have to be presented in a certain way. It's called branding. And don't come in here with no attitude that's going to disbrand me or make it look like I'm incompetent or I'm not responsible. But I thought that the way she acted, that they have to be related, because who works for somebody on TV going to do these type of little bitty things? Because little bitty, the Bible says the little foxes spoil the whole thing. So that's where I'm at on that.
Yeah, justice. And I will say that I do see that when you're and I'll even do this. Let me say this. I don't think Charnita is her employer. Charnita is a client of hers, and there is a difference. There's a difference because she's not on payroll. It's someone I'm choosing to go to a service for, and then you're also my friend. I'll just make that clear because you know how things can go sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And that's good, Trending. I thought she might just work for her, but if she got her own business and Charnita goes to her for services, then she got her opinion, and a little bit of jealousy can be thrown in there. People do that.
Yeah.
Even though they work for, you hire them, they still have gosh, I wish that was me.
Yeah. Drea. Okay. Shan, give your opinion about Whitney, because then we got to touch on Drea's comment right here. I definitely want to talk about that. That's Drea.
Whitney is throwing me off because I was thinking, like Miss Justice, that it was longer than a year. And I do see, because I used to go to this girl to get my hair and nails done, and she kind of was giving Whitney vibes. And I've been knowing her for 20 years. At the time that I was going to her, it had been at least 15 years. So it's like, and I was taking my daughter to her, and it was just like, she might just be her. That's what I was thinking. And she wasn't one of my favorite people, but she did good hair and nails. So me and my daughter went. So it was like, but seeing her at the friend table, that got me to thinking that they talk about so much that I believe Whitney is going to need to get some of that training that Charnita and Jason needs to have about being in front of the camera, or, because those faces where it is real, sometimes, again, like I just said, you are going to throw off the audience because it doesn't look like you like her when you do stuff like that. So she needs to just be conscious of the faces and stuff, because we can make some faces now. Because
oh yeah, my face talking real loud on me.
I had to master the stone face, so it's just like But I know to give the faces when I want to give them, like when I want you to know without having to tell you. I know how to give the faces, but some people don't do that because they didn't have to. So I feel like she's one of those people that face being all toe up, and definitely didn't like. I think so much the natural style wasn't. I think the natural was unfamiliar with them because they're wig women and there's extension women. So I think when she said the natural thing, her thought was like, girl, ugh. I think that's what came to her, like, why? Like, girl, why? So, but for us natural people, it's like, why not? But for people that are not natural and don't want to be, ain't thinking about it, and I don't even think about that anymore because I'm natural. I'm gonna stay natural, and if I decide to straighten it, I straighten it. If I don't, I don't. So, and for you and the black tie, throw you a bow or a piece of jewelry in that natural fro or whatever you want, and it's black tie ready. Okay.
I hear you, Shan. I might have to go change the style I was thinking about. I hear y'all. Because you don't even realize it's so subconscious. It's so subconscious until I had to talk about it because we're talking about this. I didn't know at the time that's how I was thinking. It's just once you start talking it out, you realize where your thoughts led you to. Because if I consciously thought that, I would try to fight against that, but I wasn't even thinking it like, where I can actually
honestly,
know I'm thinking
when
it.
I'm traveling and I have to go to a function, like, I showed you the pictures of, you saw the pictures from my function when we went to, we
Mhm.
had to dress up. I just threw some braids up in it. I just got me some braids threw up in it and just put the braids in a style that I felt was more formal, but it's still a natural style. So
Right,
I didn't have to
right.
straighten my hair and I didn't have to go get a wig stuck on, and I was able to wear them braids for about a month. So it's like, I feel you, because I've been doing this for so long and I've had to go to those events. So I think most people in our culture don't even know about natural. Don't
Mhm.
even know, they don't know the ins and outs and how we feel about it. Because sometimes when I ain't touched my hair in a week and I go outside and people are like, oh, your hair is so beautiful, I'll be like, thinking to myself, like, I ain't touched it in days. So it's just like, I wrap it up, get up, fluff it out a little bit, or take off the scarf and keep it moving. And they like, oh, that's so, your hair is so pretty. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. But I'm thinking to myself, like, see, girl,
The eyebrows. Right. Um, okay, I want to talk about Drea's comment. Um, and I also want to say this before we get to Drea's comment. As not just the content creator for me, but anybody that chooses to come on a panel and talk about things as it's developing, you take a huge risk because you don't know the full story and you're in real time, and it's easy to have hindsight's 2020 after the things have happened. So, give us grace too for trying to have our opinions. We're trying to have it gently, but we have our opinions on what we've seen so far. And it's really hard to share because you don't know everything, but at the same time, we do want to recap and share our thoughts to support the show, build conversation about the show. And these are the natural opinions that we have. And we're going to differ on opinion. I love what happened with Queen Sheba today because it was difference of opinions left and right, but it was all in love. And, so we're just going to be different on some things, but we are literally technically judging, having an opinion without knowing all the facts because we're talking about a show, not people that we know, and they're very, very, very new to us. So please give us grace for not, we're not gonna get it right because we don't know. We're just giving our opinions on what we see so far. Drea's comment. Let's go. Okay. So Drea said, but sometimes on the opposite, as a natural for over 2 decades, sometimes the straight hair uses afro as a caricature to sometimes prove a point of blackness. I've seen it. I agree. I can't argue with you on that, Drea, because I've seen it. Because when it's not your real thing,
Oh my goodness.
it hurts sometimes in a way. I get you, Drea.
Can I
Y'all, if
start?
y'all want to give your thoughts on Drea's comment, you are more than welcome.
Can I go first, y'all? Because I just
Go,
want to go ahead
Dandy.
and just say this out the way. Immediately, first off, Afro is very much black tie. So we definitely have to train ourselves to not think that way. But like as far as like the Afro that they use in the scene, it kind of ties, like my thought ties to Drea's. So I feel like the same message could have been conveyed, even with her Bellows braids. I love her braids. And I have a special relationship with braids because I love braids. And then I always braid my daughter's hair because her hair is very long. And honestly, I can't, it's even too thick to plait sometimes. So braids is the easier alternative. And so we braids, locks, any way that we wear our hair, whether it's afro, whether we wigs, sew-ins, like no matter how we wear our hair, we get hated on like either way. So I just felt like that she didn't really need to do the afro. Like, just speaking about the braids that she had in her hair,
Yeah, I
she
love
could
the
have
braid.
definitely like tied that together and made the same point. So that was the only issue that I had because yeah, it do kind of feel a little costumish when like me, I relax my hair. So if I put on an afro, I feel like that wouldn't like be true to myself because I don't have one in the state that my hair is. And so I've only, had my hair unrelaxed for like 6 months of my life. When I tried to go natural, it just didn't work for me. But even, when I wash my hair and it's all blow dried, yeah, it gets big. I look like a lion, sure enough, but my hair is still straight. So I still don't consider it an afro. So even looking at it in that regard, I still will feel weird putting it on. And my hair, I can turn into a lion when it's drying, but it's not like an afro, So I agree that it can come off wrong.
And I want to tell you this too, Danny. Intention's everything. So if you ever want to explore hair in a natural state that's not your hair, that's not performative just in that. So I just don't want you to ever like turn yourself away in case you actually do. It is some very pointed ways that I feel like I know Drea is talking about when it happens. So I just want to say that because there are some great black owned natural hair styled wigs, pieces and stuff, and you may want to do it. Don't you ever feel uncomfortable about trying it just because
I have always kind of had kept the same type of format. I'm either going to do a bust down in the middle or a side part. Other than that, I usually rock the same hairstyles, but I've never done anything like similar to natural hair just because I feel like it made me feel weird. So I'll try, but yeah, I have not worn any type of hair that remotely matches mine. And that's a shame to say. Like, I'm not gonna, I ain't proud of it, but it's true.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. And Drea, I saw that episode. I remember that episode on Blackish. Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that though, too, because I didn't at first, because I have really, really, really thick hair. And what I did first was I stopped relaxing and just did what's it called? Hard press.
Okay.
So then this is when I was going to the girl I was telling y'all about earlier. She started out my hard press era because about 30, I started the hard presses when I started letting my daughter get a press. So about 35-ish, I was like, I'm tired of getting hard pressed because I'm that girl with the thick hair that when you hard press it, that heat gets so sizzled because I got thick hair and you feel it on your scalp. So I was like, no, I'm done with this burning my scalp because relaxers wasn't this bad. Is that heat that I was getting because my hair is so thick and it holds heat. So I went through stages of natural because they were also considering hard press without relaxers and stuff natural. So I started going to a hair care specialist after I started going to her. And the hair care specialist, she never put any heat on my hair. She taught me how to do things with my hair. And now I can like do just about anything to my hair. I can blow dry it out and press it down, or I can twist it up, or I could just wash and go and have a big afro. So it's like, and it's a thing about becoming comfortable with it. Cause just like I just said, you go out and people say this and say that. Like I showed y'all before my head scarves, my wraps. I find all stuff like that and just try to make it where I don't care what anybody else thinks. If I like it, if I think it's okay, it's okay. And it's hard because we have all different types of hair where our lighter counterparts, they have not that many, so we have to figure it out. But once you figure it out, it's great. And I will say I was misled because I was under the impression that natural hair was easier. It's not. Literally, Trinity knows this. It takes us like half the day because I washed my hair the other day.
Half.
And I ain't touched it since. So I've been wrapping it up and pulling it into a thing because I washed it the other day, and it's like now I gotta go wash it again because I did nothing to it right after. But when I had a relaxer, I could wash it, put some plaits in it, and then come back and do something else with it. No, now I have to rewash and go through the process. But I will tell you this: I don't have any burned scalps. I don't have any sores in my head. I don't have any tender feeling of my scalp and different things of that, like when the different chemicals. So it's a good experience and I really like it. And y'all know something, in my big old age of double quarters, I wear 2 French braids sometimes and people just love it. And I'll connect them in the back and people be like, oh my God, just have my daughter give me some dang on, what y'all do, the edges. And
put some little chimes in there.
Oh my God, And I'm like, it took me like a few minutes. I throw that up all the time now with my big grade 2 French braids. And it's like, hey, it's like, I love this natural thing. And it's actually not as easy, but it's cheaper. I saved a lot of money.
I got some okay, two things. Kenya, if you're still in here, I'm dropping the link for you because I wanted to ask you about your art. And I got some 7th Avenue in this mailbox right now because I had to re-up on my hair oil and hair mask. But I'm gonna start wrapping it up because I do have to be rested for Chef Don Don at Jay Taylor's show coming up, which is pinned at the top if you're trying to get their link, and I'll try to put it in the description box for the replay gang. But I want to get your final thoughts, and I'm gonna see if Kenya is in here and if she comes up here to tell us about her art because I saw it yesterday or so. And I want to reiterate, it feels natural, and that's why I asked Duchess and Kenya about theirs, and then just give me time because it has to feel natural, and no one wants to feel used and things like that. So just let me be organic with it so I can honestly just enjoy this of like people sharing their passions and things like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Trending.
yes, ma'am.
I didn't get to speak on the afro, but for 20 years I wore an afro. But I wore it during the time when, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm giving my age there. And I wore it during the time when Jesse Jackson was up in power and we were doing a lot of things. And it was, to us, cultural heritage. It was a sign of pride and kind of like saying we're not ashamed of who we are, And then it feels like through the years, it has come to be irrelevant to a lot of our own people because they have found new ways of doing things to make them fit more in to, I say, and it don't have to be that, but it's just my opinion, to fit more into the clear hairstyles, longer, blonder, that type of thing. And I feel like now it's coming back because we're making full circle spiritually, heritagely. We're coming back to who we are and we don't care. We're getting back to the point that we're taking more pride in who we are now, I think. And a lot of the young people haven't got there yet. And they're going to need to see us and say, wow, that's cool. Because they don't know. They haven't been taught that. A lot of them parents strayed away from that. And so they have grown up without that sense of pride. We have a guy here, a young man, been suspended 2 semesters here for wearing his hair natural. The excuse they gave was that your hair cannot be this long. Well, his hair is up. It's braided. It's up. It's been on the news
I
with
saw. Yep.
Yeah. And so they are fighting that, and they've kicked him out of school. They're keeping him out of school, but his hair is up. And yet you have people, guys, young guys that say, this is my religion. My hair have to be long. I can't cut it. And they're in the same school. So I think that sense of pride for your hair, how it was and where it came from, where these different styles came from and what brought them on, and all of that needs to be informed for the generation behind us so that they can know. A lot of them don't even know where cornrows come from. They don't know. And I think that'll be something that, need to come to the forefront as to why we wear afros, why we wore them. Where did that come from? What was that all about? And I think that would be good for the next generation to know.
I got you. And I do feel like the younger generation, so younger than mine, they do a lot of their own. I'm going to go and learn myself because sometimes I'm not going to be taught. So I will say that I want to speak up for the younger generation because you know how they do. Just like when your generation came, you know how it is. It just seems like the younger generation's getting lost, but they're not. We always can do more. I agree with you on that, but they have more information available, and I feel like they are very passionate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Justice. I do appreciate your outlook, and I appreciate knowing, that you were in the movement. So that's really,
Oh,
really
yes,
cool.
ma'am. We was in it. I
Oh,
rode on the bus where my mother asked me for the
wow.
first time in my life, can you get up? And because she was conditioned, can you get up and let her sit right there? I said, no, this is my seat.
Gotcha. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. We might have to get you to come talk about your experiences just on that one day. Like, I appreciate that. And I don't think, I don't know. I would like to hear more. Like, I don't want to rush you off in the sense of like, I
No,
know
ma'am. No,
you're here,
ma'am.
but
That's
I
fine.
definitely
Go
would
ahead.
like you to come back and talk
Yes,
about
ma'am.
your
Yes.
experience. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the 60 to 90-second wrap up with everyone so we can get off on time, take a little breather, get your wine and your snacks or your non-alcoholic beverages so we can go support Chef Don Don in a little bit. So it'll be Shan, Justice, and then Danny.
Well, I would like to say I'm happy to be back because our life has been lifing and I have been missing. My time schedule has been all. I've been missing you. I really like the conversations we have over here,
Yay.
and I am happy to be up here with Miss Justice, Danny, Trending. I appreciate everybody in the chat. The chat was popping. Thanks, guys. And I like it here. And I will say for one last thing, it's really totally off topic, but my daughter used all my hair masks from Mel and she loves it, but I never got a chance to use it. Okay.
That's funny. That's a good endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Justice, you have another 60 to 90 seconds. Your last thought.
Okay, won't be long. On Shanita's world, I am so enjoying. It's refreshing with all the little tidbits that we're speaking on. All of that is nothing compared to where we have just come from.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying it, and I am appreciating Mel's production into this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that that's an asset for us because where she is at presently, on the place we're coming from, she
Mm-hmm.
can take that and incorporate a lot of things into that so that people can really see what they wasn't allowed to see with her. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying that.
Okay. I love that. Thank you. Okay. And Danny, you are up.
All right, give me 90. Let me take 90. Can I get 90? Okay. It was some things that I had wanted to mention. So I'll start with the construction supervisor. So I thought that was cool how he said he had been working for the Hortons for like 5 years. Like compared to other people, we see like new employees pop up and stuff like that. So I just love to see like when people have relationships, especially working relationships that have lasted a long time. So that
Mm-hmm.
was really good to see. And he seemed proud that he was able to like stay under budget. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a positive. And then despite the Afro situation, I still love the scene. I do think that it's important for women to continue to do like feminine things with their daughters. So like the nails and the hair and affirmations. I definitely do that with my daughters. So I love that. And I felt like the message, I felt like in the best way that Bella could with her age, I think she understands it and hopefully, she sees that she has her mother's support. And then last with Jason, I just have to call out that scene with this globe. I don't know what
I
I'm
forgot. That's
interested.
the one I forgot.
I'm so
The
interested to
globe.
see what his thing is with this globe, especially since he's been holding on to it. So maybe it could be like a token if he's had it since they opened. Maybe that's just something that he just likes to keep. But I know I'm at time, but Lil JJ, he is so cute. He is definitely Jason's twin. And I just love that Jason took him to the barbershop because unlike some other quote unquote men that feel like it's not their job to take their son to the barbershop, I love to see that. So I thought that was cool. So that's all I have to say. I love Charnita's confidence, and I thought she also looked great in that dress, the yellow dress that she had. It
Mm-hmm.
looked really good against her skin. So I didn't know, and I didn't know that Bella had a boutique. So that's cute. I'm all for training them up when you're young. I know I started working when I was a kid, so I think that's great. So that's pretty much all I had to say. So I'm sorry I went a little bit over.
Thank you. And y'all just stay up for a second because I just want to get the verbal feedback for Kenya too. So I'm gonna pop this trunk first of all, and then Kenya, I saw you said the link may not have worked, so I'm gonna do something else instead. But I'm gonna make sure we still talk about you real fast. Teresa Wright, thank you so much for the super chat. Said pop the trunk, Trendy. This is towards your crossbody clutch bag for the 30th. Thank you for being you. Yes, ma'am. Okay, we going.
All right, we going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Yes. Okay. Crossbody clutch is loading. Thank you so much, Teresa Wright. I appreciate you. And this is what I wanted to show was go. Okay. This is Kenya, the artist, Instagram. So she is getting in, I will say back, because usually what happens with artists is we'll be doing it and then we take a break, then we'll be doing it. So I'm like getting back in her bag in case she wasn't in there for a little while. But her Instagram, let me put the link on here, is Kenya, the artist. Is 2 E's in Kenya. But she was over there trying to keep me awake with Danny and Shan and Joyce and everybody. I saw was it Mama Capricorn? I saw everybody. But thank you so much. But this is her art. So start there. Then you can probably comment under there and ask her if she's selling her art or anything like that. So I'm paying it forward, Kenya, because Queen Sheba had paid it for it. Well, she is nice. I don't know if she was paying it for it, but she let me drop my link to my store in her live earlier, and so I'm paying it forward with you and Just Angel. So I just thank you. Thanks for sharing that with us. And Kenya, the artist, is her Instagram page, so please check her out because that is time consuming. But yes, okay, that's the last thing I had. And thank y'all. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Shout out to the replay gang and my bourgeoisie that's in here, but y'all just don't be chatting. I love y'all too. So I'm gonna pass. Yes. And no, you know what? I ain't gonna start. I'm gonna start on the next time I go live. Because I'm gonna keep it on Kenya for the end of this. So I'm gonna keep it there. But thank y'all so much. And I'll see you over in Chef Don Don's channel in a little bit.
All right. Bye,
All
y'all.
right. Thank you, Trendy.
Thank you, Trendy. Bye, ladies.
Bye, Justice. Bye, Danny.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, Jess, for being up here earlier. Okay, bye, y'all.
I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your time.